Hey everyone, it's Keith. Welcome back to the channel. Wonder Woman 1984 is here to close out the year that was 2020. Is it the light at the end of this tunnel, or is it indicative of the shit year we've all had? It's the latter. Director Patty Jenkins and star Gal Gadot return for Wonder Woman 1984, the sequel to 2017's hit World War I era superhero movie. Picking up half a century after the first Wonder Woman film, Diana, Princess of Themyscira, fights to stop a megalomaniac who gains the ability to grant wishes. To further complicate things, her old love Steve Trevor has returned to life. Before we get started, I do want to mention that unlike my normal movie reviews, I need to go into minor spoilers with this one, as it's difficult to discuss without going into certain elements that aren't in the trailers. The problems with this film are plentiful and apparent. For one, right off the bat, it contradicts the first film. We see young Diana take part in what I guess is the Amazonian equivalent of Ninja Warrior. Long before, according to the first film, that she was allowed to train as a warrior. It's an okay scene, but it unfortunately is indicative of the clunky logic we're in store for. The best part of the movie is its MacGuffin, an ancient relic that grants wishes, falling into the wrong hands, and as time goes on, wishes start piling on top of each other until chaos ensues. It's easily the biggest in scale and sheer budget version of the monkey's paw story that has ever and will ever exist. As you might imagine though, that mechanic comes with complications. The movie writes itself into quite a few plot holes with how the wishes work, inconsistencies it seemingly could have avoided if more thought were put into the script. It's clear this movie wanted to figure out a way to bring back Chris Pine's character, and with good reason. He and Gal Gadot have great chemistry, but boy does it feel forced. I can't remember the last time a character was so obviously shoehorned into a sequel they had no business being in. Never mind. Pedro Pascal plays the film's main antagonist, Maxwell Lord, a greedy businessman on a quest for power at any cost. What he wants to use that power for, we never really learn, unfortunately. He ends up being as generic as a villain wanting to rule the world. And that's too bad, because Pascal gives a fun, if hammy, performance. As negative as I'm being in this review, I do want to underline that point. He's one of the bright spots of the movie. But I do think the character is a missed opportunity. He's basically an embodiment of 80s excess, but the movie kind of neuters that. It's very PG, which sucks. Have him just be a cocaine-fueled madman. Commit. The character could have been much darker, and that would have made him seem like more of a threat. It's okay for villains to be menacing. It's okay. They're the bad guys. Now, don't get it twisted. Don't let the hyperbole you might hear about this film online fool you. It's not like an absolute piece of shit. Hell, in this DC cinematic universe, there are 3 or 4 movies that are way worse than this. I know that might not seem like much given the other films in this universe, like Suicide Squad and Batman vs. Superman, but it's still true. Somehow, this movie is lesser than the sum of its parts. That's the point I've been trying to drive home this entire review. Wonder Woman 1984 is a film littered with asterisks, good qualities hampered by poor, often baffling execution. It's the type of film that will leave you asking questions, and the more you try to decipher the answers, the further the logic collapses in on itself. But maybe none of that matters. They've already greenlit another Wonder Woman film with the same creative team. Will they take any of the criticisms to heart? History, of course, says no, but only time will tell. Let me know what you thought of Wonder Woman 1984 in the comments. Were you able to look past its flaws? For the record, I was. It wasn't until after I had some time to reflect on it that I realized what a mess it is. In the moment, it's kind of fun. And in the hell that has been this past year, I suppose that's all you can ask for. I'll see you next time.